Hello everyone! So today's video I'm going to be talking about an experience that happened about 1 year ago, and that was going viral on TikTok. I thought this could be a fun kind of retrospective in terms of what's happened in my social media life since having a viral TikTok, because I have some thoughts. So on November 30th, I uploaded a TikTok of me talking about waiting for this chair behind me, the Miku chair.
So on September 22nd, I ordered a chair. Not your typical gamer girl chair. A streamer, I wanted to be unique. So I searched and searched for a chair I had never seen before, and I came across the Hatsune Miku chair.
At this point in November, I had started to get a bit more serious about my social media presence. I had started streaming more consistently. My YouTube was kind of lacking, but I was honing in on TikTok as being a social media platform that I wanted to be on. I really enjoyed it. I joined TikTok at some point in 2019. I wasn't using it as a serious, branded potential. I think I even was using a different username at that time. I didn't have it as NekoMewLita, my previous username. It was a couple months before anything happened that I really started seeing TikTok as an opportunity to grow online and to reach out to a bigger audience. TikTok's algorithm is fantastic in terms of finding new people with similar interests. So it provides a lot of opportunities in some ways for you to reach out to a new group of people and grow your audience. That being said, it does make it a bit harder if you have a really big backlog of completely unrelated videos. When it comes to TikTok, when you're starting out, especially if you're going to make branded content, like if I'm making content under the MaryLoveMew umbrella, you want from the get-go to be putting out content that represents you, what you enjoy, kind of everything about you. You just kind of want it to have cohesion, which I did not have. A lot of my early TikToks, again, didn't have to do with me or my brand or anything I was doing online. It was just me being goofy, me playing oboe, me going on walks in the woods, stuff like that. I didn't have any theme or anything drawing them together. Frankly, I'm still bad at that. I don't know for sure if I really had that much of a plan going into it. I think it was definitely more of a spur of the moment of this is content I can make right now. Huzzah. So I quickly recorded the TikTok, happened to record it, and I posted it. Now, again, I wasn't getting a lot of traction on my TikToks at this time, maybe a couple of likes, really mostly just my friends, which is fantastic. Thank you, friends. I love you so much. Oh my God. A lot of the times when I was posting at that point, I had a really strong just hope in my heart of this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the one that goes viral. And it was. I didn't even have notifications turned off for TikTok at that point. So I think it was about 20 minutes, half an hour after I posted it that I checked my phone, and I'm still working, mind you, at this time, and I have a billion notifications. And I was like, what is this? My notifications on TikTok started happening so quickly that I swiped down to refresh and there'd be another 99 new things. It just happened so fast. It was overwhelming and incredibly exciting. I had to turn off my phone for a while so I could focus on work. I eventually made an update, and of course this entire time I'm waiting for the chair to arrive. There's a whole story with that. I won't get into the nitty-gritty of the chair part of this. Basically, it was just such an overwhelming and exciting response. The other thing that was happening, so I was having a lot of followers come in from that TikTok awaiting the next part of it, as well as I was getting a lot of views on some of my older TikToks, which again didn't quite fit the theme or the branding of my channel in general. So while I was getting views on them, I wasn't getting very much likes or interactions on them, which again, that's part of the first kind of bump in my road when it comes to having a branded TikTok. And I realize this is going to sound kind of analytical and not human. You have to understand this is where my mindset was at the time. I was all about focusing on online growth. I got into quite a bit of a toxic mindset about it. And so these were things that I really fixated on when all of this was happening. So at the end of the day, I think I gained about 20,000 followers from just the chair TikToks, which is the biggest following I have online anywhere and had at the time. And it was really exciting, but also then terribly overwhelming, because if you go viral for TikToks about a chair, where do you go from there? That became my ultimate struggle from there on out in TikTok, is that I had all these people follow me for a chair. What do I post about next? The directions I decided to go in were redecorating my office, which I genuinely wanted to do and was a fun thing to talk about basically, and it really got me to redecorate and keep my office clean. And then I decided to start focusing more on creating streamer talk TikToks or Twitch tips TikToks, where I was talking about tips or hacks or things like that I had found out about when streaming on Twitch, because I was hoping that through my gamer chair I had gained, a bit of an audience of some streamers. And for the most part that was true. My next TikTok that did really well was one about streaming tips. It was one about how you can test your stream before running it, which frankly I'm happy was a successful one, because that's always a super helpful thing to know. The thing with the streamer tips is I was frankly still pretty new to streaming, so it was literally I would learn something new and then immediately make a TikTok on it, and it necessarily wouldn't have been always the best way to go about doing something. It was just the quickest way that I had found. So in some cases, again, those TikToks tended to do well, or they did better than any of the other content that I was posting. I don't think any of them were necessarily bad or wrong. I just was in such a content creation drive at that point. I was doing things like trying to make custom thumbnails essentially for each of my TikToks. I was editing some of them in Premiere Pro, I was trying to make some really higher quality stuff. That's when TikTok really started to get to me, and I started experiencing some pretty hardcore burnout. If you don't know this about TikTok's algorithm, it is rough at times. Sometimes it will super favor you and push out your videos to a ton of people, or at least a large chunk of your audience. Sometimes you're not what it's favoring in the moment. And I am lucky some of these days if my videos go out to more than 300 people. And I currently have about 35,000 followers. So 1%. And I know not all of those are follower views either. And that's not to say all of my TikToks are beautiful and perfect and worthy of being seen by everyone. I don't think that's the case. But a following on TikTok only means so much. Once you start losing the traction and the views from your audience, it takes some time to build that up again. I've had a few other TikToks that have been fairly successful, ones about headsets. I had one about me wearing a wig for work that did pretty well, but the Migu chair still continues to be my top viewed one at 1.8 million views, which it's a lot of views. So I started to get really burned out. It felt like the more work I was putting into TikToks, the less success that I was having with them, which is pretty insanity inducing. If you've never experienced anything like that, it feels miserable to put more and more time into things and have things just do worse and worse. It got to a point where I did I think 6 TikTok series about posting to YouTube. I was hoping I could capture some of my Twitch audience that was thinking about moving over to making YouTube content as well. And they were just incredibly unsuccessful. And I thought they were pretty well made. I was pretty happy with them, and they just did not do well at all. It was really at that point that I started to feel very broken by TikTok. Now, TikTok did have a kind of positive effect on my growth on other platforms, especially on Twitch. I definitely saw a large surge in followers on Twitch. The one problem with that is I have always been pretty unfortunately inconsistent with my streaming on Twitch, especially with what I stream. I'm through and through a variety streamer, but I definitely go through phases of being interested in one specific game at a time. So say a lot of the people that joined me for my Minecraft streams weren't super interested in my Danganronpa streams, which are obviously opposites kind of in the world of gaming. I wasn't necessarily gaining super consistent viewership, and the viewers that I did have, it definitely depended on what I was streaming, what they would feel up to watching. And then I got COVID, and I just didn't stream for a month, and that really did not help with my channel growth. And at the same time, I wasn't really growing on TikTok anymore. So outside from an initial kind of spike in growth, it's kind of died down. I don't think I really get many followers from TikTok on my other platforms anymore. If you came from TikTok, let me know. But it's definitely harder. I've had to really take a step back from social media, and I've had to really think through what exactly it is that I want to be doing on them, because especially in the case of TikTok, you never know if you're going to reach any audience with what you post, and that sucks, and it totally devalues the hard work that you may be putting into your content. Your content deserves an audience, especially if you have people that have followed you and want to see what you make. And if people unfollow you, that's totally fine also. Just always saying. I've really had to stop myself from trying again to constantly chase that virality. And I'm sure if I wanted to look at the analytics and all the tips that people post for posting on TikTok, and if I wanted to follow all of that, I probably could reach it again. But I think I have to realize at a point it takes so much work and mental space to be keeping up with that sort of thing. And I have a full-time job, and I have a life outside of content creation and friends and people I want to see and spend time with. And realistically, it's pretty bad for me to be trying to chase TikTok virality or just online success in that way. I probably enjoy YouTube content the most out of anything that I do online in terms of the actual content creation aspect of it. It really allows me to be creative and to give myself a voice and to hopefully make content that helps others. I feel like YouTube has the most longevity out of any platform I use in terms of, if someone searches for Royal Chaos, my video is probably going to pop up still, even though it's from a couple years ago. Whereas with TikTok, I feel like everything is very right when you post it, it matters. And then that stuff might never be seen again a month after that, which it hurts. It hurts. So I've always preferred YouTube for that in terms of it feels like there's much more longevity and life to the content that I create on there. I really do enjoy Twitch as well, but Twitch is very much kind of the exact opposite in that it feels very much like whatever's in the moment is what's happening, it's what matters. There's kind of no longevity, VODs get deleted off of Twitch. I have to re-upload them if I want them to be saved. Feels like a very different environment, and that's not a bad thing. I kind of get very different bits of enjoyment out of them. I feel like Twitch offers a wonderful community that I get to talk to and hang out with and enjoy games with, whereas YouTube feels more like a storytelling and informative platform, I guess. I don't know. So overall, to summarize, last year I went viral on TikTok. It did support my social media platforms with some initial growth, but I definitely had a challenge keeping up with knowing what to post, having consistent branding, and maintaining that audience on the platform due to myself and my posting schedule, as well as algorithmic changes, as well as just straight up burnout. So, did I waste my TikTok success? Kind of, but not really, in the sense that if I was in a different world where I had, started a new TikTok and only had very branded streamer related TikTok from the start, I probably could have been more successful and had a bit more growth, but at the same time, that's just not how things work, and it's unrealistic for me and unfair on me to look at my past and decide, everything that I did wrong and should have done better when I'm just human, and we don't always know if we're gonna go viral on TikTok. That's not always how it works. Let me know if you have ever had a viral TikTok or have gone viral online in any way. I feel bad saying viral still, but I think I'm allowed to, considering the TikTok has 1.8 million views. That's so many people that have seen my TikTok. Oh my god. And I still can't get over how many people said I looked like Taylor Swift. To this day, still a very sweet thing. I feel like I look further and further, I look so different than I looked in that TikTok now. Oh, I did try to look like Miku today. That's the look I'm emulating, in case anybody's curious. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, join the Discord if you'd like to receive alerts anytime I post a video or go live on Twitch. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!